Hey there, it's Susan Pierce Thompson, and welcome to the weekly vlog. So, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, honestly, I don't know what came over me. I don't remember what exactly made me feel like I wanted to do this, but I set for myself a 30-day challenge of posting to TikTok every day. Now, that's a pretty outrageous thing for me to do because I've never really been in TikTok at all. As a matter of fact, my only relationship with TikTok prior to this was to bemoan the fact that my twins are on TikTok all the time and I don't think it's good for their mental health. So why did I decide to post on TikTok every day and show up there and do the TikTok thing? I don't remember. But I think the impulse had something to do with wanting to connect with people. I like to connect with people, and there is a way that posting videos is sort of intimate. I have experience with this using an app called Marco Polo, where friends and I will post videos for each other, and it's great because you can watch them asynchronously, meaning I can post it and you can watch it when you can. It doesn't have to be right there live like a phone call. And videos are a really sweet way to get to know someone, to see the ins and outs of their life, their comings and goings in their native home environment. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought, let me do it. Let me get on TikTok and post there. Also, it's a different demographic, right? A younger generation is on TikTok. Like my kids aren't on Facebook, right? They're like, Facebook. So I just decided to do it for 30 days. And in this vlog, I'm going to share with you 3 lessons very related to your bright line eating journey from my experience of posting on TikTok every day. So the first thing has to do with the way I set up the challenge. I said, I'm going to post on TikTok every day for 30 days. And I was in a meeting with the Brightline Eating marketing team, the social media manager, the director of marketing, the head of marketing, and we were all kind of talking. And I then said, I'm going to set the goal of having 10,000 followers on TikTok within the first month and 100,000 followers on TikTok within the year. So 10,000 followers on TikTok within the first month. I started posting on TikTok and I got 20 or 50 followers the first day. And then the next day I got 200 additional followers. And then the next day, maybe 50 additional followers. So now I was up around 250, 300 or something like that. And then it slowed down to 5 a day, 4 a day, 4 a day, 7 a day, 8 a day, 4 a day, like that. They started to dribble in like that. And I was like, oh, I think getting 10,000 people is going to be way harder than I thought. And so now looking back, it's almost been the month and I've got roughly 1,000 followers now. And most of them came in when we sent out an email to our email list that included the fact that I was on TikTok now. That's when, a good, 500 people kind of flooded into onto my TikTok followers list. So looking back, this reminds me a lot of how people often set out to lose weight with Brightline Eating, right? They decide to start Brightline Eating, and then they set a weight loss goal with a time horizon on it. So I want to lose 60 pounds by my daughter's wedding. I want to lose 100 pounds by, in this year or by my birthday. I want to lose 30 pounds by May 1st, whatever. And it always makes me nervous, and I get kind of cringy about that because people can't control the rate at which their body releases weight, right? I mean, not if they're going to follow the Brightline Eating plan to a T. They're going to follow the Brightline Eating plan to a T, and then their body's going to release whatever weight it does, right? I mean, there are things you can do. You can, for example, not eat corn and peas for your vegetables every day. You can eat spinach and green beans and stuff. Corn and peas are really starchy, and they'll not be the best vegetables for your weight loss journey. That kind of thing. So you can manipulate it a little bit, but by and large, you're not in control over the outcome of your actions. You're just in control of your actions. So what you can do is start Brightline Eating, give it your best shot, and stay bright every day. Really follow the plan. And then your weight loss will happen as it does. And the good news is if you follow Brightline Eating, you can kind of relax about that because it'll handle itself. And I realized I fell into that trap a little bit. I can't control whether someone else signs up to follow me on TikTok. That's not in my control. Now, there are things I can do to manipulate that outcome a little bit, like I'm shooting a vlog about it now. We sent out an email to the email list, and I can try to Google things like, how do you go viral on TikTok? I don't know anything about this, right? And they say things like, well, make sure that your videos get watched till the end and so forth. But really, I don't know that much about the TikTok algorithm. And even if I did, a lot of that is still really out of my control. So what I can do is I can post on TikTok every day. And I have done that. I have been absolutely meticulously faithful. I have posted on TikTok every day. And it also reminds me of Brightline Eating because, oh my gosh, there have been days I have not wanted to do it. I have felt over my head. I have really gotten to the end of the day, a hard day, a busy day, and thought, oh no, I didn't post anything on TikTok today. And I think one of my videos on TikTok is basically me showing up saying, I don't want to be posting this video, but I said I would post one every day, and so here's me sticking with my challenge. Good night. Something like that, right? Still, log the win in the win column. Like, that's a video, and I posted it. Just like you don't want to eat your dinner, you committed, tofu and broccoli, and it's the last thing you feel like eating right now. You really just want to go out to Chipotle with your family, but you wrote down tofu and broccoli, and now you're just gonna sit there and eat the tofu and broccoli, not wanting to. That's all right. Post it in the win column. It's a bright day, right? So yeah, I don't think that there is a huge downside to setting a big goal like I want to lose 100 pounds this year, or I want 10,000 followers on TikTok at the end of 30 days, as long as you hold it lightly and you simultaneously have a commitment to a process or a system that is taking you in the right direction, which I'm doing. I'm posting on TikTok every day. And if you start Brightline Eating and you're committed to just following the plan, and you hold that as the main thing and understand that if the year goes by and you've only lost 82 pounds, right, but you've stayed bright for the whole year, it's still a colossal win, a colossal win. And, I learned from Tal Ben-Shahar, my mentor in positive psychology, that it's okay to set goals that you don't reach. As a matter of fact, a good goal is about 50% likely to be reached because you want to be striving a little bit beyond your reach. And, you don't need to achieve every goal you set out to achieve. And if you watch yourself set audacious goals, you'll come to believe that you've got guts and you're the kind of person who likes to go all out and try for things. And sometimes you'll reach it, right? So I think this was a goal that maybe I had a 50% chance of achieving. Who knows, right? And maybe I'll release this vlog and 9,000 more people will sign up for my TikTok account in the next 3 days or whatever. So, you never know, right? But it's not the end of the world if you set a big goal, as long as you hold it lightly. And the main thing is you're committed to the process you're going to follow, right? So the 30-day TikTok challenge was the main thing. And look, I've done it. So that's the first lesson. So the second thing is, oh my God, it has been hard. It has been a learning curve. Like, TikTok is a very intricate, complicated video editing software with all kinds of effects and features, and I've had to learn a lot, and it's been so uncomfortable. And I had to start really simple and really small, just hitting the plus button, which means I'm gonna start shooting a video now, hitting the record button, talking for a bit, ending it, and then learning like, okay, now I have to add the caption, now I have to add the hashtags. And then over time, I learned to add music I learned to edit videos down. I learned to splice in a photograph with a video and so forth. I learned to add some effects. And it really took time. And there were days when it was really hard and uncomfortable. There was this moment where the team asked me to shoot a video that would describe my background. They're like, people are stumbling on your channel and they just see like, here's what I ate for breakfast, here's what I ate for lunch. And they're like, why would I care? If they don't know who you are, what does this mean to them, right? So shoot a video that's, your story, your professional background. And I'm thinking, okay, I got 3 minutes. First of all, that's hard for me. I talk a long time. And how do I tell my life story and my professional background in 3 minutes and edit it and show my fat pictures and all this stuff? And it was such a daunting project that I ignored it. I ignored their request for probably 10 days. And then finally one day I just sat down, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to do stuff in TikTok, and I learned a bunch. And I got it done. And now I know more about how to post pictures and stuff like that. And this reminds me of when someone starts Brightline Eating, where the food plan's a lot, the website's a lot, getting into the online support community is a lot. It's all a lot. And there's a learning curve, and there's things you kind of realize you should be doing, but it feels overwhelming to figure it out, so you don't for a bit. Like maybe, getting into the community and starting a course or something, you don't know how to do that. And then finally you knuckle down and you carve out some time and you sit down and you get some support and you figure out how to do it, and then you know a little bit more about it. And it's a learning curve. It's a ramp up process. And it was interesting for me to get back into a zone of being a complete, utter newbie at something, like diving into the deep end and totally lost. Like, I do not know what I'm doing. And of course, very humbling to have my kids know all about this. So yeah, we got to be gentle with ourselves when we start something brand new and throw ourselves into the deep end. And remember, it won't be that uncomfortable always. Like now, I don't know that much about the TikTok interface, but I'm getting, with posting a basic video, I'm pretty okay at it. Like I can get in there and do it, right? I'm not even a month in. I'm a baby, right? So when you start Brightline Eating, give yourself time to learn all about it and understand it's uncomfortable to be uncomfortable. And learning to breathe and sit with that discomfort is a real skill and a real blessing to yourself, because you can learn brand new things if you're willing to tolerate discomfort for just a little bit. And then the last lesson I just want to share is different platforms and different media really afford different ways of connecting. And what I'm finding is this is really satisfying. So, for example, I have never in 8 years of leading the Brightline Eating movement shared much about what I eat on a daily basis. I know people want to know. My social media team tells me it's one of the main questions they get all the time. And I think a year or two ago, I offered a bonus of what I eat. And it was just one breakfast, one lunch, and one dinner. And it was kind of, at the time, my go-to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which have all changed, by the way. That's not my go-to food right now today. But I put that out once. And other than that, I have almost never talked about what I actually eat. And so being in TikTok, I have all these videos posted about, here's what I'm eating for breakfast today, here's what I'm eating for lunch today, here's what I'm eating for dinner today. More for breakfast. I don't know why I sort of feel, I guess maybe I remember to pull out the camera at breakfast time more often. But so there's that, right? I haven't really been in a platform that affords me talking about my food much, but on TikTok it's easy. And so I'm doing that. And then there's like this sweet platform where someone can post a comment or a question under your video, and you just touch it for a long time and a video interface pops up and you get to record a video to answer their question. And I do that on Facebook Lives all the time. I answer people's questions just from the world in real time, but they're not recorded and saved anywhere. And so now people are asking questions like, someone asked, why do we have grain on the weight loss plan at breakfast and not at lunch or dinner? Like they said, I get once a day because you can't eat too much food, but why at breakfast? And there's an answer to that question. And I shot a little video to share the answer. And there's a couple more questions that people have asked that I have it on my slate in my video, maybe today or tomorrow or the next day, to answer their questions. And it just feels really intimate. There are these moments where I'm traveling and I shoot a little video, or I'm just home after a long day and I shoot a video. I posted a video about my daughter doing this incredible thing that blew my mind, and I got it on video, and it's gobsmacking. I'll leave that there. You got to get in there and see the video to believe it. But I get to post all this intimate stuff, and it's sweet. It's really, really a nice way to interact with people. And I shot a video asking people to post down below if they don't eat sugar, don't eat flour, and do Bright Line Eating. And I'm following people, which in TikTok, when they follow you and you follow them, that makes you friends in TikTok. And when you post something called a now video, which is basically the camera pointing at you and pointing away from you, like here's me and here's what I'm doing. Basically, it's just a moment. You get to see the now of your friends, what they're doing in that moment too. And it's like you get to exchange this little moment of like, here's me, what I'm doing, and here's you, what you're doing. And so because I've become friends with all these people in Bright Line Eating, we get to see each other's now videos, and it's just sweet. It's just sweet. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the opportunity to connect with people at a more intimate level, a deeper level. I mean, it's not a long form medium like these vlogs. I don't know how long I've been talking now. I don't know, maybe it's been 10 or 15, 20 minutes. I have no idea, but longer than 3 minutes. I know that much, right? And TikTok is 3 minutes. So it's not a long form, but it's the little snippets really give a behind the scenes view, which I think is fun. I think it's fun. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, you can go to TikTok and then just Susan Peirce Thompson. Remember, Peirce is spelled P-E-I-R-C-E. There's all kinds of fakers out there. I only have one TikTok faker right now. Someone has labeled themselves Susan Peirce Thompson, but you can easily distinguish because they've got all these numbers gobbledygook in there, and they misspell it, right? They've spelled the Peirce P-I-E. So that's not me. And yeah, I'm at Susan Peirce Thompson, and the name is Susan Peirce Thompson, and I'm the only one of those. So you can find me on TikTok if you want to follow me. And if you want me to follow you back, then just find that video way down at the bottom where I say no sugar, no flour, comment down below, and I'll follow you back, and I'll follow you back, and then we'll be friends and we can see those now videos. If you don't want me to follow you, that's fine. I won't. Just don't comment there. So yeah. Life marches on. Life marches on. It's the last thing a year ago I would have thought that I'd be on TikTok doing this, but I am. I'm enjoying it, and I think I'm going to keep it going. So I hereby commit to printing off another 30-day tracking sheet with the X's and doing another 30 days after this 30 days wraps up, and we will keep on keeping on. And those are my thoughts after darn near 30 days of posting a video on TikTok every single day. It's been remarkably rewarding. That's the weekly vlog. I'll see you next week.